Hi everybody, Bearded Rogue here, and I wanted to talk about the Target exclusive games that are coming out here. And mostly, I want to talk about it with people who've actually played them. A while back, I know they released a couple of games that were not as exclusive, but were property IP type games like the Oregon Trail, which may be exclusive, and the Minecraft card game. And I haven't played Oregon Trail. The Minecraft card game was actually pretty cool. It's like an interesting Splendor, or a very light Splendor, which wasn't anything I was looking for, but was really convenient for some of my friends who had kids, older kids who were gaming. Who weren't as into the heavier games, but really liked gaming with their parents. So the Minecraft card game ended up working really, really well in that regard. It wasn't a bad game, it just wasn't heavy enough for me as a gamer. Oregon Trail, I know almost nothing about other than that it's really hard, which seems appropriate based on the subject matter. Now they've released Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Legends of the Hidden Temple and a Super Mario Brothers game, and there may even be more. I know they're bringing a Target version of Las Vegas out, which I'm actually really excited about because I hate to admit this, but Las Vegas is not in my collection and needs to be. So the Target exclusive looks kind of cool as a really quick, easy, and inexpensive way to get that game into my collection without having to try to track down the other version. But yeah, how are these games? Has anybody on my friends list played them? Like, anybody on Twitter? Anybody that's watching this video? Because, like, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do a lot of research, but my son loves Target. We go there at least once a week to walk around the toy aisles and drink ices. It's just kind of like a weekly ritual. So I see them on the shelves, and I've picked them up and kind of looked at them, but I don't really grok what I'm seeing. Like, I haven't gone searching for rule books or anything like that. And I'm just really interested to know if there's something more to it than nostalgia cash grab. Like, is this them trying to sell my childhood back to me in game form, and, they just kind of slapped the themes onto a game? Or is this something more interesting, something that I should be checking out? Is it a trend that could continue going forward? Are there more games with IP that could show up? Show up with that kind of branding and marketing and Target behind it. I don't know. Barnes and Noble seems to be just including more and more of the hobby type board games on their store shelves, whereas Target seems to be kind of manufacturing new games. I don't understand the adult theme games. Like, I think Adult Codenames is kind of clever and silly, but not like anything anybody really needed in the world. And like adult themed wonky, like I don't understand some of that stuff that gets carried in main stores. Like, I've looked for games for my son at Target because every now and then he gets interested in board games, and I'd much rather stick with Haba games because most of the games are about picking boogers or toilets or other weird themes that just don't make any sense to me. There's occasionally a good one, but most of them are the IP garbage bin. And I'm just wondering if these fall into that category. Are these more IP garbage bin games like the ones that we used to have before some of the hobby publishers like Gale Force 9 started doing IP games that were worth doing, or IDW started doing IP games that were actually worth playing? Are these in that kind of, vein, IDW Gale Force 9 vein, or are they more like the Hasborg, here, let's churn out another stupid roll and move game with some random plastic accessories or toys added to it to make it more interesting for kids until they, who may never actually even look at the rules of the game, may just play with the fancy little toys. I don't know. I wonder about them every time I look at them, and I'm hoping that somebody on my list can actually let me know. Are these worth checking out more, or are these total miss? I'm sure there will be various answers, as no game is for everybody and every game is for somebody. But I just kind of want to hear the general temperature in the room on these titles to see whether I need to be looking into them more. I really want to encourage Target to continue carrying games. Like I specifically bought their Star Trek Catan, both because I didn't have my own copy of Catan. I never planned on buying expansions for it, and because I wanted Target to carry more hobby board games. The Las Vegas Target exclusive is going to fill a similar niche, and that I'm going to pick it up because I want Target to continue carrying board games. I'd like to encourage them to keep going in that market, but I also want to know if these types of titles are worth my time, or if I should stick to the Target exclusive King of Tokyo and stuff like that, rather than trying to look at other titles that are cropping up. Anyway, that's all this video was, guys. Let me know. I hope to hear from you guys about whether you've played them, whether you've looked into them or researched them, whether you're intrigued by them like I am, or if you've just totally sworn off of them because they're IP-based games and they're in a general big box store. I'd like to hear that too. Anyway, Bearded Rogue, out.